How we doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Getting Jiggy With It. I'm Will, and today we're opening up the newest game from Roxley Games, and that is Radlands. So Radlands is a just finished fulfilling on Kickstarter. This is the Super Deluxe Edition. It's for 2 players only, right? 20-40 minutes, 14 and up. It's based on a post-apocalyptic world where the main resource is water. It's a lane defense game where you're trying to take out the other person's bases. First one to do that wins the game. So let's get the camera switched over and we will get into the box. All right, so here we go. This is Radlands. So this is the deluxe or super deluxe. I think they call the main game you can buy a deluxe edition as well until they come out with more retail printings. What they're selling on their website right now is the deluxe and super deluxe editions. The main reason drew me into this initially, of course, 2-player games. Me and Audrey play 2-player games, but the art is beautiful. The graphics are beautiful. Love the color scheme, the purple and the pink. Really enjoy that. So that is the front. This is the back. I don't know why this box does that, but it seems to pick up oils. I've seen it in other people's videos too. But here you go. There is the back. It is a limited edition, so they only printed 12,000 total. I'm 9,292. I don't know if they went off of your backer number to decide it or if it was all random. So let's get into this here. Now, I did already open this once before. Unfortunately, that video footage was bad, so we're doing this again. So the first thing is you do get 2 playmats, so we'll go ahead and get the playmats out. The only difference really between the Super Deluxe and the Deluxe, the Super Deluxe I went out with, I think is 60 bucks. I forget how much the Deluxe was, is basically you get these 2 playmats and you get the box that fits the playmats. But this is the first playmat here. So it is blue and green. So it has your tracker here for your events, a little space for your extra water. And then you have each of your bases, right? And then you can, all your, your people are going to go out to defend the bases. Nice thing is, it shows you your exhaust, not exhaust. And then on the side, you got your water supply, your water silo, draw, and then your water silo and your raiders. It's real nice. Originally, they only had 1 art, and then they ended up going with 2. I like the art. I really do like the art of the game as well. That's something else that drew me in. But I was hoping they were going to do the girl that's on the, or the guy, girl, the person on the front of the box. I think it's a girl. And instead, they just did basically the generic scout on both of them, just in different poses, which is fine. I really like this one. I like the colors. The purple into the orange is really cool because, purple's me and Audrey's favorite color. Orange is usually our backup color. But basically, that is the same thing there. So let's get this. There we go. Got a nice, pretty background for our unboxing. All right. Otherwise, that's it. That's the rest of the box. And then here is the actual box. So if you buy the regular edition, or I guess the deluxe edition on the website, you're going to get this box here instead. So again, has that beautiful art. Yeah, there's a girl that's on the cover. I saw a creature, naked, bestial, who, squatting upon the ground, held his heart in his hands and ate of it. I said, "Is it good, friend?" "It is bitter, bitter," he answered. "But I like it, because it is bitter, and because it is my heart." In the Desert by Stephen Crane. So I guess that's a poem or story. All right, and there we go. There is the rest of the back stuff. It is magnetic, so this is kind of cool. See, it's got this magnetic clasp to keep it closed. Keep it closed, I couldn't even get it open. One thing a lot of people are missing, the rule book is back here, which is actually kind of neat. It slides in there. It's a very small rule book. There isn't much to it. I saw Quackalope's video and the flavor text. I guess I looked on the back of the box and had slightly more flavor text, but this is pretty much it, right? So our tribe has water and they're coming for it. So we'll strike first. We thought if we hit hard enough, they'd go back home, but there's no home left. There we go. So there is the rules of play. So basically when your game turns, you're going to do events, you're going to replenish, and then you're going to play whatever actions on your card. Showing you the components, which is good. General setup. An example of the play area, which if you have the play mats, kind of easy. Play area is pretty much predefined. If you don't have the play mats, there you go. Overview of the different types of cards and their traits. And then a example of the play area. So your event queue, your columns, protected, and discarded water. Effect icons. So on all the cards, again, because I've opened already know, they're going to have these icons. Now, one thing that I did find, and we'll see it on a couple cards, sometimes they did both, and I don't know why. Like sometimes they actually had the damage symbol and then damage, and then other times they have just the symbol. So I think that's a proofing error. Maybe they'll fix it on future prints, but the deluxe editions, there's 12,000, and what's printed is what's printed. Raid, here's your turn sequence. So again, events, replenish. These are the different actions: play a card, draw a card, junk a card, take water silo, or use an ability. And then it goes into details of each of those. Ready, is my card ready? End of game, and then some information about the just FAQs, right? Camps, general, people, and then the official playmat. So they actually tell you what the official playmat does. Oh, there's more in the back. Look, missed this. What are the roots of clutch? What branches grow out of the stony rubbish? Son of man, you cannot say or guess, for you know only a heap of broken images where the sun beats, and the dead tree gives no shelter, the cricket no relief, and in the dry stone no sound of water, only there is the shadow under this red rock. Come in under the shadow of this red rock, and I will show you something different from either your shadow at morning striding behind you, or your shadow at evening rising to meet you. I will show you fear and a handful of dust. From the Wasteland by T.S. Eliot. So there we go. All right, so that is the, whoop, earthquake. We have an earthquake in the apocalypse. So we'll take the cards out here, and we're going to dump out the tokens. They're in the middle there. Now what's cool is that, I mean, they went through all the extra effort. Look, there's art everywhere. Like this art is everywhere. It's like down inside the box. I mean, you may not see that often, and you may not care after the first or second time, but that's just, seeing that they did that's just kind of really cool. There's actually art, and I forgot about this. There's actually art in the lid as well. So there's the big bad guy, and they got art in the lid for him. All right. So let's go through the basic cards here first. Oh, we were going to go through the tokens first. So these are the regular water tokens. So white, and then when you use them, they turn red. And then the same thing with the black water tokens, which are the ones you gain. Same thing. Some people were upset about how they're already rough, but like, I don't know how long you would expect these not to get scratched and to be nice and shiny. So I know Roxley, if you contact them, they are sending out replacements. I just don't see the point because I feel like they're just going to get damaged or scratched like that. Okay, so these are your Raider cards. Each person gets a Raider and a silo. And now one thing about the cards, in the deluxe edition, it is those new like plastic cards they make. They feel thick, they feel good. They do feel different. I mean, they don't feel like regular cardstock. But Roxley says that with these, there's no reason for you to have to sleeve. You should be able to shuffle, do everything. They're waterproof. And I don't think all of Marvel Dice Throne's getting them, but I do remember them stating a card, and maybe it's just one Loki card, which would be really weird. I was going to get this treatment as well. So Raiders, basically here's your raid symbol, and then there's where we say you got your damage. One opponent's camp of their choice when you raid. Water silo, you get to spend a water to add this card to your hand. When you junk this card, return it to the play area, which basically gives you plus water. Here are the effect icons, so you do get your player aids. So the one side, your turn sequence, right? And then the other side shows each of those effects that are going to go into play. These are the bases. So on an initial game in the book, what it recommends is one player takes these three. So you take the garage, the railgun, and the supply depot. And you can see there what each one of those gains you. And then the other person takes the cannon, victory tower, and the reactor, right? So they all do different things. Normally you would do a draft, right, of cards for your bases, but that's the recommended first game play. That's why I'm keeping them kind of separate there, so that way I remember to put them back in, because that'll be me and Oddlity's first game. But here you go, you get your labor camp. So like right here is an example where it says it twice. It says destroy, right? And then, you know, restore. So it's kind of weird. Sometimes they do that. They write it twice, and then other times it's only once. Yeah, like here, it says damage. Yeah, see, damage. There's a time, I'm going to find one where it doesn't say that you have to do damage. But again, the art is great. Beautiful art. Destroy. There we go. See, that's what I mean. There's sometimes they don't have it. And you look at the font size, you can see they shrink the font a little bit, and they shrink the icon a little bit to make it fit. So I don't know if it was an aesthetics thing. They're like, okay, if we put the word damage, it's going to go down to another line. I don't know. Like here it's got damage with a small icon, but then they got the other three as the big icons. Right? So it's not even like here, destroy isn't in it. So they did the 2 lines, but they just did the destroy. Like I don't know. I don't know if they're going to fix that on a second printing. I mean, it's no big deal, right? No big deal. I would just like it one way or the other. It's kind of annoying. I mean, once you, I think, memorize the symbols, it's not that big of a deal. But when you're first trying to learn the symbols, it could be confusing, right? So those are all of the camps, right? And then we're going to get into the people, right? So the people have 2 effects. You can either play them as one of the little guys, what are they called? A punk. You can play them as just a punk to be a guard, but they're 1 hit and then they go away. Or you can play them as their character, which is a 2-hit card plus has an ability. The difference is the cost to play them is different. I don't know what the cost is because I haven't read that yet. We'll go ahead and go through these again. Just kind of look at the art and look at the cards. There's 2 of each except for the named character. Named characters, there's only 1 of each. So you have your wounded soldier here, the looter, the cult leader, which is the guy that was inside the box, the repair robot, so it does what it says it does. It's going to restore things. The gunner, which is going to do what he says he's doing. He's going to injure things. The assassin is going to destroy things. Scientist, he's a little bit too happy there. The mutant. Vigilante, he's like Batman, but not as cool, I guess. The rescue team, so that allows you to get your punks. Muse is going to get you some agua. The mimic allows you to copy somebody else. There's a base that allows you to do that too. The exterminator. The scout. So this is what I said. All the mats have the scout. That's basically the guy that's on the mats. And then you have the pyromaniac. Holdouts. The doomsayer. Where the doomsayer just damages things. I figure, if it's doomsday, he's going to be like destroying things. These are cool because they remind me of V for Vendetta. I don't know if that comes from something else or if that was the only thing was V for Vendetta. I don't know if it was actually based on something else or not. I should research that. Vanguard reminds me of the guy from Overwatch, Lucario. No, I forget his name. I used to play him. I used to play Overwatch. I just haven't played it in probably 2-3 years now. Sniper. Right. These are event cards, so these actually take effect as an event. So rather than a play card, then you play this as an event to same thing, perform whatever action. So you see here it costs 2 water to basically be able to damage all people. And then it goes in the event track in the space that it says. So if one's not available, then you put it down in 2 and so forth on the event track. And then you have the uprising, which will get you punks once it activates. Truce, return all people. Interrogate, that's a lot of drawing of cards. The higher ground. Bombardment, that doesn't sound good. And see, that's only damage. For me, that'd be like destroy. Strafe. Napalm, that's destroy. Okay, that's why. The each player starting with you destroys all but 1 person. That's the only thing. I feel like these cards are going to slide off of each other. Sometimes the Linden finish cards do the same thing, and it's kind of annoying. I hope these aren't as bad, but it feels like they might be. Banish. All right. And then these are the named characters. So there's only 1 of each of these. You're kind of like your elite characters, I guess. Mulger Stang, he allows you to completely destroy a camp. Carly Blaze, so she is the one on the box cover. Basically to do damage. All of your people, including this card, enter play ready. You have Baravosh, the Azitokon, Magnus Carve, and last but not least is Argo Yeski. All right, there we go, guys. That is Radlands from Roxley Games. I always do this. I put the lid so far away that it's kind of hard for me to, show you guys the box. It's not like you didn't know what we were unboxing this whole time anyways. But anyway, if you guys want to watch the gameplay between me and Oddity on the channel, of course, it'll probably be sometime next year. Make sure you hit that subscribe, bell notification, know when we go live. We'll, of course, put up a scheduled live stream. That way you can click the reminder on that. Make sure you get notified when we play this specific game. Otherwise, guys, until next time, peace.